Hi, my name is Schock. I'm an assistant offensive line coach here, sous chef if you want to call me that, here at the O-Line's Kitchen. Today I want to talk about my journey. Everybody's journey is different. So you have the typical Church of Christ family. You grow up in the church, go to Sunday school. That wasn't the case in my family. I grew up with a loving mother who I love dearly, but I grew up with an alcoholic father. So I didn't grow up with a household that put God as a priority. And so my family didn't prioritize that growing up. We were trying to prioritize how to pay the next bill. We were a blue-collar family. And so it just wasn't instilled in me the values of God and how God could really help drive you in your path. And so for me, it was, ironically enough, through football that I got to learn out about God. I had two teammates, Keenan Kellett and Terrence Brown, two men that I love dearly, asked me to go to church one day. And so I started going to church, and it kind of progressed into church camp. And so for me, that couldn't have happened at a better time. I was so distraught. Dad chose alcohol over family, mom was struggling, brother was struggling. It just wasn't a good time in my life as an 18-year-old teenager. And so for me, going to church camp was just kind of one of those things, all right, I guess I'll go. But little did I know that God had a different path for me. My journey was completely changed by the fact that He put people in my life to drive me to Him. He knew I needed Him. It's almost like He knew that my dad was driving out the demon in me to be able to try to find a different path that I wasn't going to lead down the same way he was. And so, first night at church camp, we had a bonfire. It was a tradition there at the camp. And I listened to a man, Jason Willis, speak for about 15, 20 minutes about things that I was struggling with then, that things that I couldn't comprehend, things that I figured I was always going to deal with the rest of my life. And that night, he set forth a different path for me, and I was baptized in the Schock River in Illinois. So my life was purely based on word of mouth. The people around me, the love that people showed me, the love when I needed it the most was when I saw God. I saw Him in true daylight right in front of my face with the people who interacted with me. The love for God is big for me because He gave me the people I needed at the best times, at the time I needed Him the most. And so for me, I'm forever grateful and in debt for God for that. I was given my first Bible at 18, and the highlighted verse was Deuteronomy 31:6. And it says, "Be strong and courageous, do not be afraid or terrified. Because of them, the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." That verse is something that I remember daily because I needed Him to never leave me and never forsake me. And now reading that scripture makes me realize He never did. And so I'm truly grateful for the people in my life and for the journey that I personally have. I think everybody's journey is different, and I'm very grateful for mine. And so I hope that this is a way for you to listen and be able to shine a light on somebody else and be the light that somebody else was for me. And so God bless, and go Mustangs.